Hi guys, my name is Pavel Inozemtsev, and together with my partner Tatiana, we created this set of elements in a sci-fi style that you can use to build your own game environments. First, I'd like to demonstrate a literal example just to show you what structures you will be able to produce using this set. As you can see, I have stairs. This is my main corridor. I have this planet behind those windows. Some assets are animated. We also have particle effects. Let's go down the stairs. And here I have this animated door. It reacts every time you are getting close to it. This is another corridor. And here I have the main hall. Let's look at it from another point of view. And we have another one corridor. To start building your game environment, you can either go to all assets seen in this maps folder, or just create your own empty level and drag and drop objects and elements from meshes, particles, or blueprints folders. Alright, let's take, for example, this panel and build something simple. Now I'm gonna use this wall element and this one. Don't forget to use snap to value. And for example, I'm taking this angle. We can rotate or mirror it. All dimensions are suitable, completely suitable to simply place them without any gaps between them. And we can simply replace it, these assets right from here. Let's take longer version. And let's take this transition element. That's how you are building your project. Now, when we created this project, we tried to decrease the amount of materials for each asset. If I select this panel, for example, we can see that 3 materials are applied to it. And first 2 of them are for these surface details, not for main geometry, I would say. And if I go to parameters, I can change colors, for example. You can see that this material number 1 is determined by some mask on this detail, this particular detail, right? And if I go to this second material, We can also change color, for example. Yes, it's here. Some details have more than one material on it, and you can change its parameters. You can also regulate metalness and roughness, right? Let's change it. I can set something lower. And also we have emissive zones on these details. Let's find something. First of all, we have a non-emissive material for this particular panel, right? I have to replace it, not because we can't set emissive here, emissive intensity, but because this particular material was created for objects that have no emissive, right? That's why just to maintain an order in my project, I would replace it on MI main decals, right? And you can see the emissive is turned on, right? We can regulate the intensity, the color of this emissive. We have 3 emissive zones for all details, right? Let's, for example, change color again, change emissive intensity, right? And let's make it flicker. It's simple. Now I'm going to change some parameters for geometry itself, not for these separate details, but for geometry. I have to go to the third material, MI panels, and we can see that this material also has 5 materials implemented into it, right? And let's change color for the first material zone. You can see the difference, right? Some geometry pieces change their characteristics. And again, color, roughness, and metalness, right? We can change this parameter. You can see the effect. And let's change the color for the second material zone, where it is. We can see these metallic geometry zones. The third zone is non-metal in my particular case, and let's change color. And the fourth zone is here. That's how you can easily change the parameters of your geometry. I'd like to talk a bit about emissive zones, right? If we replace the material on this piece, let's take our my panels, we can see the emissive effect, right? And this emissive effect is determined in material 5 zone, right? We can change our color and other parameters like intensity and flickering frequency. And some rare assets have a fourth material, right? I'm talking about this glass. If we go to glass material, we can change its parameters, color again, roughness, opacity, and we can increase stains, the amount of stains and their strength. Let's make it more noticeable. Change styling. And again, roughness for these stains. And the next step, if you would like to place some sign on the surface of your object, right, you have to use either decal actor from my scene or just create your own decal inside Unreal Engine, right? And after this step, you have to apply info decals material to it, and this is my standard material with the whole texture. But just to place some separate sign, you have to adjust its parameters, right? First, if I take this, for example, material, we can see that it has only number 1, number 2, and area, title. And let's go to parameters and adjust what exact sign we would like to place. It may be some numbers or just words. We can regulate cropping, and you can see the effect, right? And I can also add some dirt for my asset, right? For this purpose, I have to use also decal actor. I can copy my current one. And what I have to do, I have to replace the material, right? I have dirt folder with 4 materials for the dirt, right? And what we can do, we can take this first material and you can see what's happening. Of course, you can change any option. Let's make our dirt darker, something like that. We can regulate the opacity level, roughness, and I have, as I said, 4 materials. The last 2 are for leaks. If I replace my material again, you can see what we get. Now let's talk about lights in our projects. All of them are situated in blueprints folder or just again in this standard scene. What I can do, I can regulate the position of different elements for this particular light, and here I can adjust my height. I can rotate this element, and what can we do? We can also do something like this, right? And we are also make any light. We can make any light flicker, and for this purpose we have to go select our light source and go to light function option, right? Here we can find our function material, mi material function, right? And what we can see, we don't see any lights. It's because my scene is too bright, right? To demonstrate it, I can decrease some intensity. Let's make it far brighter, and you can see that light start flickering. Let's make it even brighter. You can see it start flickering, but there is a problem. Our light source is flickering, but our lamp is not. what we have to do, we have to also change the material for this element, right? We can select it separately and go to this material, MI light yellow in this case, right? We just can replace it on to flickering one. And don't forget to adjust your flickering frequency, right? We have 0.5, and let's check our light source material function, right? Again, I'm going to select this light source and go to parameters of its light function material. Flickering frequency is also 0.5. Those values have to match each other. This is what we have. And again, we have some additional assets. Let's talk about particle systems. Here we have a dust. When we have sparks and the steam. And of course we have cables, right? We can go to blueprints folder. We have a big cable and a small one. It's just a classical spline. We can insert the point. And adjust the shape. The same with this one. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is my planet. We have our mesh SM planets, and we can also select this planet inside our scene. This is just this mesh with material applied to it. We can go to parameters of this material, MI planet, and what can we do? First, we can show our cloud system. Mars doesn't have any clouds, but we can activate it and look at it. What can we do else here? We can regulate the strength of atmosphere, Fresnel effect, the color of our atmosphere, cloud color, and other things, for example, hue. And you can also replace the texture of our planet. Alright, I hope you like our project, guys, and if you have some questions, please ask me in comments. Bye bye.